Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for coming. My name is Joel Nielsen. I'm the Director of Athletics here at Kent State. It's a very special day for us. It's a very special day for the university, for our department, and obviously our golf programs. You can see how special a day it is for us because we have a very special guest up here in the top three chairs. It's my pleasure to introduce Kent State University's President, Beverly Warren. Dr. Warren, thanks for coming.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. This kind of reception is what I would expect because we're here today to celebrate an incredible landmark moment for Kent State University and a legacy of excellence that I think I'm safe to say will never be matched in the history of Kent State University's intercollegiate athletics program. Herb Page has defined excellence on a national stage, but for us, Coach Page defines the epitome of the true grit, determination, and can-do attitude that abounds right here at Kent State. Even as a young student athlete in the 70s, Herb Page demonstrated his drive and determination to be the best. You may not know this, but as an undergraduate, Coach Page earned 8 varsity letters, 4 in golf, as you might imagine, and 2 each in football and ice hockey. Yes, I said football. Many of you may not know that Herb was a place kicker for 2 of the most successful gridiron teams in our school history, the 1972 MAC champions and the 1973 team that set a school record with 9 victories. If my math is correct, you still have some eligibility left. And in true Golden Flash spirit, Coach Page also focused on his future as he earned both a bachelor and a master's degree right here at Kent State. Kent State has been the beneficiary of a lifetime legacy. Many of us only know one golf coach at Kent State because Coach Page has served in that capacity since 1978. That defines a time when many of you in this room were not even a figment of your parents' imagination. But let that sink in for a moment. It's 41 seasons. On the course and off the course, Coach Page has had a tremendous impact on the lives of our student athletes. He's the true embodiment of our mission in Kent State athletics, and that's to graduate student athletes and win championships. And win championships he did. I'm going to list them for you because I think this is a moment that we need to relish. 27 NCAA regional appearances, 23 MAC Coach of the Year honors, 22 MAC Men's Golf Championships since 1984, 17 NCAA championship appearances, 17 MAC Golfers of the Year since 1994, 4 top 10 finishes at the NCAA championships, and 3 NCAA regional titles. Now, I think Herb would say, I didn't do that alone. There are many people in this room who took their talents and played on the links like many had never seen. And as Herb has said many times, he did make the golf world take notice and forget about that mid-major tag that is often given to a university like Kent State. At Kent State, we played at the highest levels and excelled beyond anyone's imagination, particularly those programs in the Power 5 conferences and in states where there is less snow in the air and more sunshine than we often see right here in Northeast Ohio. But I think most importantly, Coach Page has been a mentor and a role model for countless men and women who came to Kent State to play golf and left Kent State as a better person because of their interaction with Herb Page and the tough love spirit he gave to our student athletes. And he gave it in full measure. And let us not forget, he gave in full measure to both the men's program and the women's program. The inaugural women's program came as a result of Coach Page's passion for golf, but also his passion for equity and justice in athletics. One of our Golden Flash golfers said it the best way. As a coach, there was no one better. He's got that fire inside that drives him to win and makes all of his players want to win and get better. He is a coach that would absolutely do anything for any of his players and go out of his way to make sure they have everything they need to succeed. I think Herb's boundless energy likely has been his greatest asset. Many of you know that. I imagine particularly his wife, who is having to measure that energy and passion in her husband. In August of 2016, Herb underwent quintuple bypass surgery and had associate coach John Mills fill in for a short time because by October, he was back on the links. He was told by his doctor to take it easy, be sure to take care. But no one on our march to another MAC title could see any take-it-easy approach in Coach Page. He was relentless in making sure his team was at its best because he was at his best. And that is what we will remember about Coach Herb Page. He gave his best each and every day. He inspired all of us to elevate our game, including his president, who he has had several conversations to make sure she stayed on task. He taught us to live life with a passion. And of all the people that I have met, Herb Page embodies the essence of my favorite quote. Excellence can be achieved if you risk more than others think is safe, love more than others think is wise, dream more than others think is practical, and expect more than others think is possible. Herb, you're a Kent State University institution, and we will be forever in debt for your service to us. You will be missed greatly, but if I had to bet money, I would say we will be seeing Herb Page around because he will make sure that his president and subsequent presidents understand the importance of a golf program and the importance of standing up for excellence in all that we do. So for that, I am grateful. I'm grateful for your friendship as well as your excellence. And I would say, ladies and gentlemen, would you please join me in celebrating and congratulating Herb Page on an unparalleled career and thanking him for a lifetime of excellence.
I'm going to follow that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks. I can't believe this many people came out to hear my recruits for next year. I usually don't get nervous, and I saw the people in the back of the room. My goodness. Thank you very much for everyone coming out. Thanks to Aaron for setting this all up, and a big thank you for Joel and President Warren for making this happen in a real classy manner. Thank you so much. This has been in the makings for a little bit behind the scenes, and at the end I have a tremendous announcement, but I guess I'm just going to thank a lot of people today because I've been here a long time, and my number one thank you is to Kent State University. I mean, I came here, and it's like, wow, I can't believe this. I came here in '70, and it was a different era. And I came after the incident of May 4th, and I still came down, and it's the greatest decision I ever made in my life. The institution has treated me with class dignity. They've done everything I've ever asked them to do. And I've been adopted by the city of Kent. I mean, all the citizens. My future mother and father-in-law worked on the campus. My mother-in-law at that time was a nurse, and my father-in-law was an econ. And I just have been adopted. This is my home. So I can't thank the people of the city of Kent and Kent State University for giving me all this opportunity. You know, everybody in the athletic department, and a lot of them are here again today, they're all like my assistant coaches. There's a couple shout-outs for ones that have been, if you're here longer than 20 years, I do, you remember you. So, but like Bob Lemieux's been my strength coach. Amy Densevich has graduated. She's responsible for getting all these guys degrees, trust me. And again, without the help of the athletic department, the staff, every day, it's like a team. And more, you need the help of all the departments. Before you go out on a recruiting trip, you got to remember there's 28 rules to follow now. And you go to your compliance people. So I want to thank all the people in the department now and all the past that, helped me out along the way and kept me out of trouble and did things the right way, because that's the way we've always done them here. The keeper of the purse, I call her. She doesn't get much credit. Amy Morris is here today. Amy's the only one that knows really all about all our endowments. So thank goodness Amy's been here. And Amy, thank you for doing all that for us. It's my home, my town, and I'm always going to be here. I'm just across the street. I'm at the golf course. I'm going to stay involved with Kent State University. It's meant so much to me and to Paula and her family. And so as much as I'm retiring, by the way, on July 1, I got one more run left here, I will be involved. I love this town. I'm going to stay involved in like the Brunch Bunch, United Way Charities, and all the things that I do. I'm going to be here doing those things. And for all my players that are here now, I'm across the street, and I'm going to be at the golf club. But I'm also going to let a certain individual take care of all the golf coaching duties. Dr. Warren mentioned women's golf, and it's dear to my heart because when it was brought up that we were going to perhaps add women's golf, I had a great 2-year run with, and I believe it was Lang Kennedy here. Lang's here. And Lang, he's in the back, but Lang and then President Carol Cartwright, they did it right. And I cannot tell you, our women are here today, how proud I am how that went down and how we did it, and the success speaks for itself. And I know with Greg and Maddie at the helms, it's unbelievable how good they are, and that's because of what Lang and the faculty did, the administration did to say, yeah, we're going to add women's golf, but we're going to do it right. And I appreciate that, Lang. Thank you very much for making that a reality. The Learning Center. When somebody says you can't do something, it's sort of, I guess I just say, yes, I can do something. So there was a little bit of talk when I said, we're going to build this place. And it started out at about $800,000, and it went to 1.1, and it went to 1.4, and it went to 1.8 million. Next thing it got to $2 million. But anyways, I know that Dr. Farrar is not here today. He's in Florida, and Margaret, but I know that Garrett's here on behalf of the family. And I have to thank obviously Emilio for being a great mentor to me, and to put our program in a position where we can continually compete at the highest national level by giving the lead gift for that golf center. But more important, he's the father of the program. He's great, and he asked for one thing, and some of my players here today, it's all he's ever asked for. Just call me M. That's all he wants, or Doc. So Garrett, please pass that thank you by. That golf center is phenomenal, and for those that said we couldn't do it, it's been there 12 years, and it's an awesome place. I wish we didn't have to use it today. I wish the weather would get a little better, but it's been a huge piece of the puzzle that has enabled the programs to stay successful. Most importantly, all those things would not happen if number one reason's the players. And I will miss the players. I'll miss the practices. I'll miss the preparation to get ready for the competition. The best bad compliment I ever had was somebody said I was too competitive. And I thought, what a great compliment that is. And I'm always going to be that way, so I'm going to miss that, leading up to it, and then getting in the chase and getting out on that golf course and having the courage, knowing you're prepared, but having the courage to hit shots. And you guys know what I mean about that, and it's really cool. I'm going to miss that a bunch. But we've had a lot of ups and downs, and we've had a lot of successes. and a lot of failures. And all of us, I think we teach a lot of resilience too. The game of golf does, for sure. So I'm going to miss that. I'm going to miss the teaching, the coaching, but I'm going to miss that competition. A few players. I've got my oldest player in the room today. I'm going to take a couple minutes. I'm allowed to do this. He's old, and I love that he's here today. The captain of my first team is 78. I was barely out of college, and Ned Weaver. Ned was down there. He's the head golf professional at Stonewater Country Club. He was the captain and the first All-American in that. It means a lot you're here today. And by the way, yes, you are getting a look at him. He looks like he could still play college golf. He's in the pink. My first championship team's here. 84, we finally won a champion. I should have been fired, by the way. 78, 79, 80, 81. I would have been fired. We were terrible. We finished 5th and 8th, and we might have finished dead last. And, you know, it was like, sort of dawned on me. You have to have some resources, and you have to have some players. So these two guys, Joe Lombardi and Mark Wise, are on that first championship team in '84, and they've been they were my players. And now they're my best friends. Mark was in my wedding, so what can I say? Thank you guys. And it's just we just have had a great run, and it's because of them. And David Griffith is there from the '90s. Thanks, Griff. Appreciate it very much. If there's somebody in the back room I missed, guys, I'm sorry. A couple of my coaches are here. John Weiler. John came here from Allegheny College and as a grad assistant, first assistant I ever had, and helped, literally, he recruited the first female class here. Between he and I, we recruited the first female class. And we probably didn't know what we were doing, but we got a good one. And they won right away, and it was really cool. And John, that was great times. And then I inherited a kitty cat, a Northwestern grad. And he's now a sports agent and actually represents some of our players in the professional ranks. Kevin Lynch, thanks for being here, Kevin. It means a lot. So it kind of all comes back to you. Some mentors in the room. Doug's back there. Doug Sims, I can't say thank you enough. Doug and Bert. I lived in the roof at Kent State University Golf Club. I lived in the roof when I was a student athlete. And Doug used to have me over to dinner at Powder Mill. And I don't know how I survived, but we did, and it was fun. We didn't really know what we were doing, but we did a good job. So thank you, Doug, for being here today. The best thing that ever happened to me at Kent State was my freshman year. And it was at the ice arena. And I met this young lady. She was really cute. She's bobbing along, and I got introduced to her, and I said, well, that's a nice, cute young lady there. And then I'm going to embarrass her, but, I mean, it was 1970. It's a long time ago. We've been together for that long, and it was like, so then I was walking to class, and I mean, right out here, this building was being built. I think it opened in '72. I'm a historian now, and there was construction, and I used to cross, and I'd see her, and I'd go, yeah, you know. So somehow or another, I manned up in January and asked. It was a blind date. I mean, I knew who she was, and she came to a hockey game that I was playing in. And that's how I met my wife, Paula. And why I got good grades, and I tell my guys, I got good grades. And we didn't have Amy Densevich. I mean, there was nobody. You just either figured it out or you flunked out. And a lot of people flunked out in the 70s. So Paula would be at the library every night. So I went to the library. I can tell you, I can take you over there, across the street, where we studied. And I got great grades because of my wife. But then somewhere along the line, I had to get a visa to stay in the country, so we had to get married. But honestly, Paula, we've had a great run. I can't tell you what Kent State has meant to us and how good they've been to us. We've traveled all over the world because of the golf team, Japan, France, Scotland and England because of a guy that won the British Open. He's here today too. I'm going to say something about him in a minute. But the people that we got to meet and the meals we had, the traditional Christmas dinner, which we had to run by every year to make sure it wasn't hazing, but it wasn't. And So they've all been to it, and just we've had great memories, all the dinners, and then poor Paula would have to be the recipient of all the bitching and moaning when I came home. But she's been a great ear and a great wife, and I mean, I can't believe I wouldn't be here today without running into this cute little girl at the ice arena. So, Paula, thank you very much. I would be remiss if I didn't, I always say this, and I know I embarrass him, but there was a time in '03 when this young man, Ben Curtis, won the Open. And it was a long time ago now. It's 15 years ago. And it sort of validated, I've always said this, it validated what we did at Kent State. And not just for the for the golf program, but for the university and the town in Northeast Ohio. And then the things that I got to do because of that, and him making me a part of his career a little bit. I didn't screw him up too bad. And now to see him be in the city of Kent and the charitable work that he's doing right now is typical of all of our grads. They've just done a great job. And so, Ben, I have to say a special thank you to you, and I appreciate you being here today. Thank you so much. I know I'm going to forget someone, but enough is enough. One of the biggest thrills I got, I didn't know it at the time, I got a letter from the Board of Trustees, from President Lefton, asking me to give the commencement address. And I thought, a golf coach giving a commencement? Come on, that's... And I was like, and Paula saw, and she goes, oh my God, you know, it's like, she's an academic, you know. And she says, that's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. And I said, well, you know, it was a summer commencement. I think it was August 15th. And it was like unbelievable. And I said, well, I can't do that. I'm going to be down at Kiowa Island. Ben's playing the PGA. I got to be down there with Ben at the PGA Championship. And for the first time, my wife won out over golf. I said, well, I'm going to call up President Lefton and ask if I can do it another time. And she said, you don't do that. So anyways, it was a great week. And I went down to Kiowa, and I got to spend some time with Ben and his family, and he played the first 2 rounds, and they flew me up here. And Joel was there on stage, his cap and gown, and I gave the commencement address. And it was the most people I'd ever seen in the Mack Center ever. And it, like, when I walked up there, I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this. And I delivered a message, I think, I don't know. I've never looked at the tape. I didn't want to look at the tape. But I delivered this message that, you know, we're all first generation. A lot of the people at Kent State are first generation college students. We're kind of middle class working America. These young men and women that are here. We're the most diversified university I think I've ever been to. People from all these foreign countries. Everybody's accepted at Kent State University. And we're sort of humble, we're quiet, we're reserved. And my message was, and we lived with that one day of infamy. And so I kind of delivered this message, I hope I did. I think I did, that, you know, like, let's stand up and put our shoulders back and put our chin up and be champions. And let the world know about Kent State University and be proud of what we are. But again, we're sort of humble people. We always have been. So you can't talk about your golf program. You know, we're humble people, but we can talk about our fashion school and our great architecture school and our great presidents and how great this school is, diversity, and how accepting we are. So that was my message. I hope it got across. And my message I want to leave today is the same thing, is that this place is awesome. It's unbelievable. There's so much talent here. There's so many great people here. And there's so many great programs here. And let's make a pact. I'm going to do it one by one. Every airport I go into, I'm from Kent State, and I tell them, do you know really about Kent State? And one by one, I'm winning people over. So you're all fans here. You're all here for a reason. Let's make sure we continue to do that and tell people what a great institution we have, what great people are here, and we do things the right way, and we do them first class. So I'm going to make a little announcement, but I want to thank everybody for being so kind to me and to Paula. And I made it through without getting choked up. And I cannot tell you what a great ride this has been. And it's been done by a lot of people, and I can't thank you for all the support. Thank you very much. We'll switch real quick here. I want to thank Joel, and I want to thank President Warren for allowing this situation to happen. We've worked very closely with Joel on this and the President, and I think it's really cool for me, and I think it's great for our program, but I'm going to announce who the next head coach is, and I'm thrilled to be able to do that. I first met this young man in Barrie, Ontario in 1995, and I was leaving the golf course recruiting some of our ex-players, and it was this skinny little kid. He was 15. He was on the range by himself. I can remember it right now. And he was skinny, and he was pounding it. And I'm going to the car, and he was the only guy there. And I said, oh, I'm just going to zip off to the side here. And it was John Mills. He was 15, and he hit a long way. And I said, well, keep an eye on him. And then fast forward, I go up there again next year. I got the Canadian connection, you know that. And he turns into a champion. He wins the Ontario Juniors. He wins a lot of stuff. And I think I had my foot in the door the first time, so we brought him down. And he came here in the fall of 1997. And in 98, 99, 2000, 2001, all MAC championships. His senior year, he won the MAC championship as the medalist. He was a sportsman of the year, and he was a player of the year in the MAC. And then he came sixth. He finished sixth in the NCAA finals. And to this day, he's the only Kent State golfer who's been a first-team All-American. So, turned pro right away, went right out on a Canadian tour, won a Canadian Tour event, leading money winner on the Canadian Tour, and from 2004 to about 2000, I might be off a little bit, 15, played on the web.com, won twice in the web.com, played on the PGA Tour for 2 years, and then in 2016, he came back to Kent State as my associate head coach. And for 3 years now, we've won another 3 MAC championships. So John's 7 for 7, that's all. I can tell you, he can play golf. He can play golf. He can teach golf, and he can coach golf. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But I think the most important thing about John, he can communicate, and he just has a passion to make these young men better, and most important, he treats them every day with the respect they deserve, and he's here to get degrees, and he's here to win championships. So it's the greatest thing that's happened to me, that I get to hand this off to one of my own players, to a Kent State graduate, and to what I think is going to be a tremendous coach. I would like to introduce the next coach, July 1. I still got it. And gentlemen, we got some work to do. We're going to go out winners. But I'd like to introduce the next head coach of the Kent State Golden Flashes, John Mills. Yeah, you want to get a picture?
Thank you very much. That was an awesome experience getting introduced by Herb, and I want to thank President Warren and Joel for giving me this opportunity. It's very special to me, going to school here, with Herb recruiting me and giving an opportunity to me back in late 90s. It was unbelievable. And the one thing that I love about Herb was that he always gave me an opportunity, and he was always there for me when after I finished college, and he was always there to talk to and bounce ideas off of. And when I was struggling as a professional, and when I was playing well, he was always there to talk to, and I always came here to visit and just chat about the team, chat about experiences, and the amount of information I learned from him as when he was coaching me, and now as a coach with him, it's incredible. And beyond all that, of all the years, he's been a great friend to me, and you know, it's something that's very special to me, and I look forward to continuing conversations with him over the years, and continuing to learn from him, and obviously really excited to move forward and continue to win MAC championships, and obviously go beyond and you know, try to win that national championship. That's the ultimate goal. And other than that, you know, I just really want to thank my wife. She has been super supportive of me over the years, and I can't thank you enough. Thank you.
All right, we will now open it up for just a few minutes to questions from our media members.
Not sure where that voice came from.
Herb, how much, you know, I mean, obviously, this is something that you said you thought about. Why did it happen now? How much did it have, did John being here and being the person ready to take over have to do with you deciding to do this now?
You know, I still have the energy, I still have the passion, but it's just kind of time, and I don't want to lose this guy. He's ready, and he's going to do a great job, and trust me, I wouldn't have ever left this program without someone like him and Greg Robertson at the helm. They're tremendous coaches, but they do it the right way. Every day they do it the right way, and that's what I wanted. And there was an epiphany for me, I guess, when I was driving from Calgary to Medicine Hat, Alberta this summer. You know, I might have had this little epiphany. I was, you know, and it's like if you've driven that thing, it's as flat as a thing, and there's wheat, and there's little bars coming out of the ground. They're oil wells. And you could put it on, you didn't need a driver. And I think driving up there maybe for 3 straight hours, you leave at 5 in the morning, you sort of get up there. It was like, what the hell am I doing? But no, once you get on the golf course, everything changes. So it just didn't happen quickly. It's just something that when we have people ready to take over, it makes it a lot easier.
What do you want your legacy to be?
I've never thought about it. Let me give you an answer in a week or so. Let me think about it. I'll tell you something. I've never given up on anybody. I've never given up on any player, any person, you know, in the classroom or on the golf course. I just always try and push them. And if that's my legacy, that I don't give up.
For Coach Mills, when you were here as a player, did you ever think that this would be something that would ever happen?
No, you know, it's, you know, back when I was a player here, everything was golf. Everything was focused on, you know, graduating and then playing professional golf. But, you know, I was so focused on that I knew I was going to be a professional golfer. I knew I was going to play on the PGA Tour. I knew, you know, all that stuff. I just knew it in my heart that I was going to do that. So, you know, things happen, and you get an opportunity like this, and I was so fortunate to take that opportunity. And now that I'm here, I've always wanted to give back. I've always enjoyed giving back to kids and working with kids back home. So this makes sense, obviously, I guess, direction, and I've loved it ever since.
And how much of the time that you spent around Herb as both a player and a coach, how much of that are you able to glean into what you want to have in your program as the head coach?
A lot of it. You know, like his competitiveness, I love. We show it in different ways, but we're both very competitive. We don't like to lose, and it's. I'm sorry. No, and just the way he teaches and the way he coaches. I use a lot of that stuff, and it works well. Like, it just fits the way I like doing it as well. So it's a good match, obviously.
Heard you mentioned that you're going to stay close to the community and the campus. Is there any thought, I mean, obviously you're going to be here for John, but is there going to be any situation where you might like officially be involved in anything like that as far as that goes?
You know, at this point, I don't know. I just want to get through this year. I want to get to July 1 and hand the baton off. And, you know, I'm going to be here, and I will do anything. I think people know this. I'll do anything for Kent State University. What they've given me and my wife and this community, we're going to be here. We're not going away. I'm going to come to football games, basketball games. This is my home. And so, you know, I'm always going to be here for Kent State, and I'm always going to be here for anything they need. So I'm across the street, as they say, but I'm not going to bother him. He'll come, and we'll talk.
Anyone in the back? All right, hearing nothing. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Help yourself to cookies and coffee. Great to have everyone out. Go Flashes.
That wasn't so bad. That's 35 minutes. Is that what it was? That was good.
I gotta go practice.
That was good.
Congratulations, Coach. I look forward to watching you and seeing what you do. I know you'll do well.
Thanks for the kind words.
All right,
I appreciate it. Thank
it was
you.
a pleasure.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All out together.
Thank you.